Well, we're talking all things relationship today, and we're focusing our discussion on relationship right in the family. And we know that all the things have been happening about investment in GCCH, WDD, FFFF, men's gold, and all that. But you know, sometimes men or women, or as couples or as partners, we all often tend to take decisions without making a reference or telling or trusting the other partner that we need to tell you for us to have the needed consensus or agreement for that for that decision to be moved forward. And for example, you may have a friend whose husband may have invested their savings into a scheme, and today they will be wailing. It will put that marriage on the rocks. And indeed, I've had experiences, especially in these times, that people have put their monies, huge sums of monies, in some of these investments that have gone bad without telling the other partner. It's created some level of disagreement or animosity in the relationship, but also in the home. Even if it were that they were just dating and not married, it also puts some of those relationships on the rocks. But we have decided, with your own permission, to put that subject on the front burner for us to discuss. And who better than Flora Saki? She's an experienced counselor and teacher, going to help us do some great discussions on the subject. Auntie Flora, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you too.
I know that you have a book you wrote some time back on temperament.
Yes.
Right? I remember I read that book back in the day. Yeah. And as far as we're related, we're in some difficult times because many people have invested in such schemes without the permission of their partners. But relationships in general, we always talk about trust, etc. What should be the bedrock or the foundation on which such relationships should be built, and especially in taking decisions before we come to a decision on investment, for example?
Yeah, decision making is very important, and everybody should know the other person's expectations. And marriage is based on trust, and trust is like an egg. Once broken, you can't put it together. If you can't trust the one you have fused your life with, or the one you hope to fuse your life with, it destabilizes you in many ways, because you can't trust many details of your life with the person. You don't trust how the person will handle your love, your heart, and your money and all that. So there are some people who are willing to cooperate, willing to give, willing to offer what they have and all, but if they don't trust the other person, because there have been cases where a woman, the wife probably earned more than the man, and she thought she was helping, meet the man. And then when she gives the money to the man, he also siphons it to another woman somewhere. When you discover something like that, I mean, it can be very devastating.
Yeah.
You can never trust the person again.
But how important is finance, decisions on finance, and money itself in making a relationship or a marriage tick?
Marriage, finance, money is very important. It's not the only thing, but it's very important, because it controls a lot of things, controls people. Some men will get attracted, have certain type of women attracted to them because they have money. And when people, like the other day I was interviewing a young woman, not just one person, but a group of young men and women, and we're discussing this, things you would consider when you want to choose a life partner. And one lady said money. Money is attractive because it gives us, for women, it gives a woman security. If I marry a man who may not be, fabulously rich, but at least if I know that he can handle the day-to-day needs in the house, I'll have my peace. When there's no money, a woman feels uncomfortable, because you don't know, it makes life uncertain. So if you have a little money, at least, or regular money, if you have a regular income, it gives the woman security that if I fuse my life with this man, at least you'll be able to take care of my basic needs.
As well as for my children.
For my children and all that. And so money is one of the things that cause conflict. In the lack of money, causes conflict in the relationship and may lead to divorce.
I see. Is it one of the numerous cases or one of just the factors?
One of factors.
One of the factors.
Yes.
But in taking decisions, we tend to say that there will be courtship. Ideally, you tend to be in a playful, steady period of a relationship before you make entry into marriages and all that. When should the subject of money be discussed as to what decisions need to be taken? Do I disclose my bank accounts, my passwords, my pins and all that? At what point do you start that conversation?
Yeah, courtship is at least about 60-70% surety that you are entering the relationship. You start with friendship, and if you take a lady, for instance, she can have, 3 or 4 men as her friends. They are just like brothers. They should be like brothers to her. So she's not committed to any of them, and they don't have any control over her. But once one person proposes marriage and you accept, and you say, okay, from now we are working towards entering into marriage, fusing our lives together, then courtship becomes courtship. And courtship is more or less, where you are going. You want to enter marriage finally. So that's when you learn to trust. And you need to discuss things like money, how much I earn, how much you earn. We look at our backgrounds also. For instance, if the husband-to-be or the husband is a last born, for instance, he has older siblings who are working and they don't need his money. And the wife may be a firstborn who has siblings behind. The parents may be on pension, not really earning, so they are looking up to her. So the responsibilities for her from the extended family will be more. So then you have to decide how much you want to put together. For instance, if I am siphoning money to my extended family, your extended family doesn't need your money. So at the beginning of the relationship, it will seem like, okay, it's okay. But with time, you feel like, what, I'm being cheated. All the earnings that I make, they go to your family. So then they have to, at the beginning, decide, okay, I'll give, you bring such and such amount or such and such percentage of your earning. I bring another percent that we put together. That's for us. So the rest of left, if I earn 100 and then I put, let's say 50 or 60 for me and you, our nuclear family, then the 40% that is left, I can decide what to do. If I have siblings, younger siblings who look up to me for support for education, or older parents who are, who have health problems and I have to manage that, their day-to-day living and all that, then it doesn't, interfere with yours. It doesn't appear like I'm cheating you or, you are putting in more than, so that then before you enter into the marriage. So we encourage that before you enter into marriage, there are certain expectations you have to lay down. So you don't enter into it and then later on feel that you have been deceived or, duped or something.
In our socio-cultural setting, the man always gets a certain premium. And there's always that phobia that if I disclose and all that. So we don't tend to set that sort of parameters as to the expenditure or the income sources, how it needs to be expended and all that before we make the entry into the marriage. So that could have some impact when the whole institution of marriage comes in, right?
Yeah, men believe that when a woman knows how much you earn, she'll make more demands.
But so that's true.
It is in some cases.
In most cases.
I can't tell, but it does happen. So the more a woman, knows you have, the more she may make demands.
Even when she doesn't know, she suspects. She thinks that, Charlie, guy Oscar.
We are more intelligent than the men think.
Yes, it's true. You are very intelligent. But now we're in this whole quagmire of getting wealth, and so we want to maximize returns on what we have, because motivational speakers are bombarding us with books on financial prosperity and that kind of thing. So the society itself has become more heightened.
Yes,
with financial success.
Yeah, more greedy than
Well,
in the previous, generations. Because
I was trying to
in my grandmother's mother's time, it was a woman's pride that I'm contributing this to the family. All that I earn, I put it into our family coffers, our family needs, and she felt proud about it. But now things have become that everybody wants something for themselves. So I can't give him all the money I have. I must also have some money, because money gives us power. The more I have in my account, the more I have on hand, the more I can control things, the more I can, insist on my rights, the more, and that sense of entitlement. So it makes women, it has made women, rather grabbing.
It's not only
money.
Women, I'm talking about both sides at the end of the day. So when we enter relationships, and because we want to maximize the returns on whatever it is that we have by way of our resources and money, we want to invest so that we can get more. Already, each of the couples are competing with their friends, with the society, before they are competing in the relationship. So now we're investing in all these that are giving us that promise as high returns. At what point should you disclose that, of course, I'm making a certain windfall, but I want to invest this in maybe this investment portfolio or whatever, because it's promising 10%, or it's promising 20%, or it's promising 5%.
I think that once you are married, it's an obligation to let the other person know.
Obligation? Yes,
it is. It is your responsibility to disclose. The other person should know how much you have, if you want to make an investment, or it's their right to know how much you earn, what you do with the money. So hiding it is not right, actually. But just because of fear, we don't trust. And, generations before now, divorce was difficult to have. The stigma attached to it was so much that people, hesitated. But now, the least thing, we want divorce. So people want to have their own money so that in case there's any divorce is expected. In our times
now we expect it.
It is expected.
Like it's a plan B.
Yes, it can. It can always happen. So people want to keep something for themselves, so that
what the English will call a nest egg.
Yes, in case anything happens, then I don't lose everything. I have also something to hold on to.
Yeah. So I've had some interactions with a lot of lady friends and men friends as well, and they tell me, Charlie, this thing that's going on, I have 100,000 Ghana cedis in, 20,000 belongs to my wife, 80,000 belongs to me. She doesn't know, or he doesn't know that I have invested this. Some others say that my husband or wife told me I shouldn't invest in this, and I did. Now it's creating problems in the home. So they should have told the partners first, or listen to the.
I think so, but it's their right to know. Finances, their right to know how much, even if it's not how much you earn, at least something as serious as, investing 100,000, the other person should know. Even if they object, they should know. But hiding it from them is not the best thing.
Does it come to the issue of trust?
Yes.
Or the fear of trusting? That is why we don't tend to tell the partners.
Sometimes because we've lived with them for some time and you know how they react. You know that if I tell my wife this, she will scream, she will harass me, the least thing, And so, to be safe and to have your peace, you don't tell her. But I think that she has a right to know. And sometimes the women also feel that the men may object if I tell. Probably the man doesn't even know she has that amount of money, and if you don't know how much I have, and if I tell you I'm going to put such and such amount, in an invested something, then hey, so all along you have this money. I remember I was going to broadcasting for a program one morning, and what do you call it? What you sign before you are allowed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean GBC?
In GBC.
They had the entry pass.
The entry pass, and it got mixed. I put it in a book. I had several books on me. So I took about 5 minutes or more to look for them. The soldier man had again like said, I live in a house with a room with a woman. She will never take her money when I'm there. She always come for her money when I'm out. So the woman never allowed him to know where she kept her money. Is the thing. So it's this, sense of entitlement, keeping things to myself. It's a very mature thing to do. And most people don't trust the other. The man thinks that if the woman knows, or she may demand more. And the woman also feels that if the man knows I have this amount of me, he will not give even the little that he gives. And the money, money is a form of power. Everybody wants to exert that power and assert themselves, and then
in the modern day life and in the modern day relationship or marriages, what could be the repercussions of, let's say, investing in some of these things and then they go bust? What could be the repercussions they could have on the relationship?
It creates anger, it creates frustration, it creates mistrust, and then it shakes the very foundation of the marriage, because money is very, very important. It controls many areas of the family life together. And when the money, we'll do that. All this money has gone waste. We could have used it. We could have used this money for something better. Or so you had all this amount on you, and when I asked you for this and that, you didn't give me. So sometimes it creates, distrust and shakes the foundation of the marriage. Once there's no trust in the marriage, there's resentment, there is anger, frustration, suspicion, and all that, and harmony and peace will be difficult.
It's very poignant that you mention issues of trust, and it breaks the fiber of the marriage and all of that. But if I had a windfall, if I had succeeded and I'd brought the money home, that would create more happiness?
Well, that is how life is. People expect the positive, and when you get, we chop, we don't get. Then
we fight. We have to find why their happiness is there. But
actually, to make money your source of happiness is a fallacy, because just 2 days, this week, this week, the richest couple have divorced.
You mean Bezos?
Yes.
Jeff Bezos.
Yes. So money is not everything.
The two of them
you can have money and not be happy. Sometimes because when you don't have
so
that
you're saying that because
inside,
Ghana, we have a lot of poor people, so they are happy in their marriages. Who told you that?
Well, I don't think they are happy because they are poor. I think most of them, maybe church people who believe in God and put their trust there.
So they think less of the other exigencies that money will bring.
And when we pray too, we get money when we get. God gives when we pray. Yesterday I prayed for money and it came.
Women, what used to surprise all of us, right? We are very practical in the way we analyze things.
Yes.
All right. So now, if a couple find themselves in this situation in which what has been invested is everything, and it's a decision that was taken by one of them, I would say, especially in the Ghanaian setting, by the man, because it's a man who will take that decision. I mean, realistically, to go and invest maybe 100,000 or 200,000 or 150,000, and that would be everything that, their life savings. How should either side handle it? The one who took the wrong decision and the one who is at the receiving end of the wrong decision that has been taken by the partner.
The one who made the wrong decision should sit up, find out ways and means of, making up what has been lost. Or if they have to pay something, find out how they can efforts to pay back, look for experts to help and all that. The one at the receiving end, especially if it's a woman, I would say that much as it's very annoying, frustrating, devastating, we should also be careful how we react on the spot. You may overreact by saying something that may be used against you, or something that will spoil something, destroy the relationship or something for for the rest of your life, or you may take an action that may have worse repercussions. It's annoying and it's frustrating. It's unfortunate, and I know that I cannot, imagine how devastating it must be for some people. Yet we must be careful what we say and what we do when we are angry or upset, because it's not the end of the world. And what you say
when you've lost everything, your husband went to invest in men's gold or GCCH,
but people have
something.
lost things and they have started again. Sometimes these things, mistakes rather even make you learn better. They make you more mature. You come out a better person, make you think how else to manage your life and all that. Above all, it may lead some people to God, and they'll go to heaven because of when they come to know God.
Well, I'm going to put the phone lines on the screen so you can call us. If you're in such a situation, tell us what happened. And then tell us your peculiar situation and how you're handling it. 03022116991 or 2. You have a partner who invested in one of those, and how you're handling the situation currently. Even if you're not, what would you have done if you found yourself in that situation, that your partner had gone to invest in one of those schemes that was promising 20% or 15% or 27% every month, and then everything goes bust? Let us hear from you. And so the phone lines again, 0302 211 or 2. Again, 03022 or 2. Now, usually when there are losses, financial losses such as this, in which maybe it's the money for a building or everything they've saved, it takes years to recover. What sort of companionship should be built within that period till maybe they become again self-sustainable and confident enough to say that now we're financially okay?
I think that's when they should be more supportive of each other and show understanding, show long suffering, because marriage is far more important than the loss. No matter how much you've lost, the marriage is far more important. We have reduced, marriage to a trifle, like you go to a shop, you buy something you don't like, and you take it back. Marriage is far more than that. It's meant to enrich our lives. We are not there not to just get something, but also give, to invest in another person's life. There may be children involved. I heard of cases where there have been threatening divorce. Divorce is far devastating and has more repercussions than losing money. Money, once you are alive and you haven't lost your life, because if you leave your wife or your husband and the other person goes into depression, or somebody doesn't have a strong shock absorber, emotional shock absorber, may even lose their mind, would you be happy to see your...
People lose their mind because they've divorced?
Yes, and the money that is not, the confusion and all the devastation and all. People can become insane and all that. So would you like to see the mother or father of your children, sick or mad or something because of this?
Yeah. So you've been involved in a relationship. One of your partners invested in one of those nice schemes, 10%, 12%, 15%, 27%. Now the money is gone. It's crumbled. The whole scheme has crumbled. Now he or she come crying to you, Charlie, I've lost all the thing, and I invested without telling you. How would you feel? How are you handling such situation if you are in one of those? I have Kelvin, a champion. I'm not saying he's in one of those relationships, but Kelvin is calling us from Takrady. Good morning to you, Kelvin.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Kelvin? Do you find yourself in a situation like that? Or if you don't?
Yeah, I find myself in a situation like that.
Okay, so narrate your story to me.
It's like I was doing this galante and I was able to save some money, and I invested it in Paco Kingdom's Gold Coast security, and for the past that's all my life savings. And when the galante to stop, like the money was locked up there, so I was thinking like maybe in every 3 months I can get some returns to, let's say, to feed the family and stuff. And I also came to realize that okay, I can go and take some of the money to maybe start some business. And for the past 3 months, I've not been able to retrieve this money, and and it causing a whole lot of troubles in my relationship, and it's heartbreaking.
Did you tell your partner that you wanted to go undertake such investments? And
I didn't tell her, but after it had happened, then I made her known that this is what has happened. The money has locked up here, so then it wasn't like that at first when I told her, but now this is how things are going. It's like always giving me problems. When you're taking decisions, you don't tell me and stuff. And look at what you have caused, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Wow. So, any lessons you've learned so far?
Oh yeah, I've learned a lot of lessons, and I've learned a lot of lessons.
All right. Lot. Well, Goku says that you haven't lost your money, so I'm sure it can be retrieved for you at some point in time. It's not like the other one. That one is a regulated structure, so I'm sure they'll find some deposited funds back into your accounts for you. All the best, yeah? And please, we have the phone lines also still on 03022116910. So this one, what should the partner be doing, Auntie Flora?
Yeah. We all have our emotional shock absorbers.
And this one, I didn't want to ask the sum. It will be huge because I know.
So the woman will be angry, depending on the way she is, her temperament, the way she's brought up, and all that. Some people will understand and say, "Okay, it's like we are in it together. Let's find out ways of making up." Another person will be angry. So I mean, her reaction is normal, but it will not be like that forever. So she should just keep his cool and endure, because she's hurt. She's hurt and she's frustrated. But with time, she will understand him and then maybe show more cooperation. So naturally, some women will do that, even if it's a man too might do that. So the initial frustration, the initial, threat, and the initial, some vindication and all that, those victimization and all that will come in. Something that is normal, and I pray the Lord will help him, persevere. And but with time, we should put the marriage above these things. Sometimes we make mistakes, and some mistakes may be costly, but then we learn. I believe that he'll be a better husband from now on if he finds his feet again. Yeah, financially. And money is not everything. There's far more than money when it comes to marriage. So if we have lost money, okay, we have lost money. It's painful, but we must not, throw away a whole marriage just because money is lost.
I have Masinga Adman. You're calling us from where? Masinga, good morning to you.
Hello?
Yeah, Masinga, please, Adnan. You are Masinga Adnan, aren't you? And I want you to lower the volume on your set so that we can talk through the phone line. I think that's better than you trying to listen on your set before because there's a certain delay in transmission, obviously. Are we good to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Roland, of late, on your marks?
Yes, like
most of the times, this lady, when you are about to marry, they'll do on your marks before they start the marriage choir. So after you got married to her, like, she'll be preparing. So is it good you disclose most of your secrets for them? Because most of the times, this on your marks relationship that you go into, the ladies will be preparing. I mean, just to go away with your things. So at least when you do the marriage, after which, then they will also be preparing to take away with your your money. So at the end of the day,
what Masinga? Is it the Masinga I know?
Yes, your Masinga,
Okay. now Masinga, what will happen? What will happen if you go and invest in one of those schemes that's promising 10%, etc., and then after some months or after a year it goes down, and you didn't tell the woman whether you're in a relationship? Because if you're in a relationship or courtship, it means you want to get married, and so you should be close, and you should tell your partner whatever it is.
Yeah, you're right, Roland. the religion that I believe in doesn't, allow us the chance to be disclosing certain things with your woman. You understand?
Which religion is that?
And so I'm a Muslim. I'm a proud Muslim for that matter.
Shukran.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
And so when you disclose some of your secrets with your woman, at the end of the day, and it turns out not to working out for you, then it becomes another matter.
I'm not sure the Quran says that you shouldn't disclose your secrets to your woman. I don't know. You just have to tell me a verse in the Quran. But Masinga, thank you very much. We have to take Richard Kwashigan from Ho. Richard.
Hello.
Good morning to you, Richard. You invested in one. Your voice is not good. You invested in one of those schemes. You've lost money.
Not really.
Okay. Please tell us. Do you think that you need to disclose to your partner that you're investing in a certain instrument or a scheme, and this could be the outcome or repercussion?
Good morning, Roland. I feel it is good you disclose it, but mine is a little different from this one. I am in a relationship. Hello.
I'm listening to you, Richard.
Yeah, I am in a relationship. Then I realized that before anything else, before we go into our marriage, we need to get some income running to us or coming to us. So myself and my woman, we decided to invest into a business. Then I invested a chunk of money into it. Then we lost everything. I'm so much emotionally attached to the woman, so much love her that now there are problems, and it's like she wants to back out of the relationship. It's having a toll on me. I don't know. I'm confused to the point the last time I nearly committed suicide. I don't know. I'm worried. So when I listen to this morning, I don't know what to do. I'm confused.
Wow. No suicide yet.
Yeah.
Let's start with Richard first.
Yeah. I think that some of these things show us, how much the other person loves us. If she, wants to leave because you've lost money, I don't think it's a pleasant thing to want to marry a man. The man has money, and then now you are going in and he doesn't have money anymore because of a business loss. Yeah, it's painful, but if that will make you leave the relationship, then I wonder whether you love the man or you love his money. So if it's real love, true love, you want to stick with the person no matter what. So you begin again, find what to do to make more money or bring the money back. But if you want to leave the person because now he's lost money, personally, I believe that the love is shallow and it's not. So God has used that occasion to really show you the kind of woman you were going to marry.
What if, let's say, for Masinga, for example, you're in a relationship, but because of your religious extraction, it makes the man superior, and so you don't think that the woman has the right to know. That's at variance to what you're preaching. You're telling us this morning that you have to be all open and transparent and all that.
Well, so it's their culture or what their religion says. So she should be. I think she should know that, and she should be adjusted to that already. So she will understand. If it was another, setting, then maybe the other person won't understand. But the thing is that I think that even though we must disclose a lot of things, if you have not really started the marriage, because courtship may or may not end in marriage. If you are courting, I believe that we must use discretion also. Unless I know we are really entering, we are sure we have got to an extent, because courtship may or may not end in marriage. And if you let out everything and that the person doesn't marry you, it means that the person has gone away with your secrets, and that's not really a good thing.
Okay, so we'll still open the phone lines, and we'll again display the phone lines to you just in case you don't know. 03022, and please definitely let us hear from you. So we have 03022 11691 or 2, and we have Betty Barney from Takrady. Betty, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, okay. It's good that you've called in. Please, what's your contribution on the subject of having a partner who has invested in one of those and hasn't told you? Now the thing has gone bust, and he or she has come all crying. Are you in such a situation?
Yes, it's happened and it's past, and I wanted to share the way we went about it.
Please go ahead, Betty.
Yes, from the initial stage, it's so annoying, so distrusting, so demeaning, and you really get bored as a wife, okay? Because if your partner is going to invest in something and the person doesn't tell you, he goes, it backfires, and then he comes telling you. It's very, very disappointing. But you see, you just channel your mind to this for better, for worse, and then you think of how best you can help. You are a human being. And when it happens this way, basically what maybe your partner has to do as the head of the family will not be done. So certain things will be left undone, and you indirectly will have to support those areas, although you have your other areas of operation. So you will not be physically paying the money, but you'll be paying the money indirectly because certain things he's supposed to do, he cannot do. So you will have to cover up. So this is just an advice to men that it's not every woman who can stand by you through thick and thin to support you when you cannot do certain basic things as the head of the family. So no matter what it is, just tell your partner about it, that you are trying to invest in something, so that if it backfires, the person is aware and you have the blessing of your spouse. If you don't get the blessing of your spouse in doing certain things, it doesn't work well for you. So men have to be up and coming and realize that you have married somebody. You have some outer of trust. That's why you married the person. So doing certain things in secret in the name of, oh, I wanted to surprise you, I wanted to invest in this and that. Know what your partner wants before you go into it, because certain surprises are very unpleasant. And you, the woman of the family who is the homemaker, tends to suffer.
I see.
Because certain things he cannot do, you are forced to do it.
Okay, Betty,
your children will be on your neck.
Betty, hold on. What's the basic thing you are saying a man should do? Basic. What is basic?
And basic is that fine, a man is the head of the family and the financial overseer. So you, the woman, you can support your partner 50%, you can support your partner 30%, depending on your strength, so far as finances are concerned. But you see, we have our God-given rule, okay? So if you, the head of the family, wants to embark on any investment,
I do understand, but what are the basic, you said basic responsibility, what are they? I want to know. Petty things.
Yes, the basic responsibility is that as the head of the family, you are the financial overseer. You take care of most of the monetary aspects of the home.
So what are they? Is it buying utensils or?
Oh, no, not like buying utensils. I mean, you pay for maybe, the feeding, pay for rent, utilities, and of course, every responsible and reasonable wife who is also working has to help you. So the wife also supports financially in terms of the feeding, paying of fees, clothing for the children, housekeeping, utilities. And this time around that men and women are working, the couple can sit and, in a very cordial relation, strike an average of what percentage the wife can financially support, and then the husband also does that. So when this is happening, then it means that if you, the man, invest in something and it backfires, it means the financial responsibility or the quota that the wife is contributing is going to go higher, because there are certain things you will not be able to do as a husband because your money is locked. And that is where it is so disappointing. And therefore, if you are going to invest in some of these things, tell your partner, pray about it, get your spouse blessing. You don't just go because you think you are the head of the family, so you can just invest in anything. But when it backfires, you remember you have a wife. That is sad. So men have to watch out.
Thank you. One time disappointed, Betty, but now all right. Thank you very much. Calling from Takrady. We have Eric Krenzel. Eric is calling from just around here, Caprice. Good morning to you, Eric.
Good morning.
Yes. You invested in which of the schemes? Which of the schemes did you invest in?
No, I never invested in any of the schemes.
Okay, please contribute.
But actually, with regard to the discussion, which I want to also contribute.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, marriage in this 21st century is more of win-win a woman going into a marriage wants to amass wealth to support his family or extended relationship. Similarly, the man who is also coming into the marriage is more or less of being careful whether or not to die early and leave the wife with all the properties behind. So here is the case. We want full disclosure of what we have within the marriage or what we've invested within the marriage. And you have a situation whereby one passes away and without disclosing all that he has to the other partner. And then we have this situation of one not knowing what the other has.
Yeah.
For instance, money in the bank or other investments. So in such a situation, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
And that is why it is important for couples to disclose whatever they have, whatever they invested into. This each and every partner is supposed to know.
Very well,
yeah.
Prinzel. I think that you've made your points. Thank you very much. But we have to wrap up on the discussion. So at the end of the day, the speaking points are what? What should we take from our discussion?
Not just our spouses may fail us now and again, or we don't trust them 100%. They still have a right to know. They may not know every penny we earn, but if you invest in something and use such a huge amount of money, they should know, as the lady was saying, so that when things backfire, they don't go the way you expected. Then the other person is aware and has your support. Then I'll also say those who are at the receiving end, much difficult as it is, they need to, be calm about it, help the other person to rise up, find ways of paying debts or remaking money, because the marriage is far more important than the loss of money.
Well, thank you very much. And we've had Auntie Flora Saki, joining us this morning, helping us do some discussions on the investment decisions that we take, especially as spouses or couple, and if it goes bad, how you go about it. But before you even go in, what you need to do in the first place by disclosing to each other your decision and the pointers, etc. We hope that we've all picked something from it. But we told you that we'll be having a discussion on the subject of the impacts or collapse, or perhaps the difficulties that Men's Good is going through, and how its allied subsidiaries' commitment to the entertainment industry could be affected, and also how those artists who have been signed on to the various labels of the empire could be affected as well. So Mamawi will be joining us for that great discussion. Please stay with us.